Looking for a place where faith comes alive and lives are transformed? Welcome to Standard Life Christian Center, where Jesus is Lord and lives are made whole. Raising sons with selfless spirit.
A special festival was taken over the world, and Christians decided to put Christmas on the 25th of December to change the trajectory and ensure that Christians do not get into pagan celebration and testimonies. So because of that, Christmas was moved to 25th of December, and for years we've been celebrating Christmas for the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. So Christmas can be defined as the expression of God's love to mankind. It is not competition, show of wealth, power, or dominance. It is simply the expression of God's love for mankind. It's a season of sharing, season of happiness, and a season of joy. In the next 20 or 25 minutes, I'll be speaking on what I caption the wise Christmas family. The wise Christmas family. Where we took our text from the book of Matthew chapter 25 verse 1 to 13. The Bible said something that is very profound. It said there were 10 virgins. Out of those 10 virgins, it said 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. So there was something that separated 5 from another 5. The first 5 were wise virgin. The second 5 were foolish virgin. And they both came for the wedding of the bridegroom and the groom. And what this signified is that during the time of Christmas, there are foolish traits that is exhibited by foolish families. The first trait is what we call overindulgence. Overindulgence is when a family gets involved in excess eating and drinking. So a person goes out during Christmas period, he eats everything available till he falls sick, or drinks everything available until he drinks himself to stupor and is carried back home. The second attribute of a foolish family in this season is what we call reckless spending. So a family engaged in buying practically everything. Anything that is available is bought. Anything that is available is paid for. So they carry a cap now for children, you buy it. As you walk past, there's a children bed, you buy it. As you are going by the roadside, you see something blinking, like a shining toy, you buy it. As you get to the house, you're about entering your house, you see someone moving with children toy car, you buy it. Reckless spending. Reckless spending. Buy anything at any time. The third one is that there's no priority. So a foolish family has no priority when it comes to spending this period. They buy everything. So if you run to them now and say to a foolish family, I just found a place where they sell chicken. Instead of 15,000, they sell it for 10,000 naira. Very big. The foolish family will buy 5 and keep. The question is, are you opening a restaurant where you sell chicken? No. You ask them, say they just bought it because it's cheap. They want to store it. No priority. So if somebody walk into a foolish family and said, we have a party on 24th. And while you have already planned a party for your family on 23rd, the foolish family accepts. So no priority. Anything goes. They can attend payday party from 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 25th, 26th, down to 2nd or 3rd of January. There are no priorities. So no priorities. Buy anything possible as long as it's Christmas. So the other trait of a foolish family is that they organize reckless events and parties to show unnecessary competition or show of wealth that nobody is watching. So if you have a child that is born in December, you celebrate the birthday on 24th of December, you go and borrow money to celebrate the birthday, as if the child will not have another birthday party to celebrate. When I was doing youth service in Port Harcourt, my sister was living in a particular street, Woji Cottage, Woji Street. There's a Woji Cottage hospital not too far from there. Now, we were living in this part of the building. It was a 2-bedroom flat, 2 building. The guy just built it, 2-bedroom flat, 2 tenants. Then the landlord stays here. Across the road was another building that is face me and face you, so Roman Palo. So a man wife gave birth to a bouncing baby boy, and everybody was rejoicing. So it was time for naming. The man invited people. He killed. He bought goat meat. He bought beef. He cooked rice, cooked a lot of delicacies were on display. And people came, they were dancing, they were eating. The landlord was about 3 or 4 buildings away, but the landlord did not say anything. Not knowing that the man that was celebrating the child's naming ceremony, that invited the band, so the band came, they were playing music, rented about 3 or 4 canopies. People were eating anything they want to eat. What got the landlord angry was the man bought a full goat and was doing a soup. So in front of his compound, he killed a massive goat. He was doing a soup. So as the landlord walked past, he saw the asu and he said to himself, this goat can pay at least 4 months or 5 months of the rent you are owing me. So he came when the party was about rounding up and asked the man to get off his ass. He brought boys to throw his property outside and send him and the newborn baby outside. He took the intervention of people that came to celebrate with the man to start begging. Some people started putting their hands into the pocket, bringing out 5,000, 3,000 to go to work, gather money, and eventually on that place we were about able to raise about 3 months rent, and they gave to the landlord. When the landlord was leaving, he said, you are a foolish man. He said, did you know why I came to your house? The man said no. He said, when you were celebrating the birthday, the naming ceremony of your son, I knew you were looking for a boy. I was happy with you. You cooked everything. I didn't bother. But for you to have gone to buy a live goat to do a soup, you went extra when you were owing me money. That was what informed me that this guy is stupid. I need to throw such a man out of my house. So, organizing event and party to show class and status is the 4th characteristics of a foolish family in this Christmas. Why am I bringing this up? Or why am I teaching along this line? Between the year of June and August, September, families that relocate abroad relocate with their people, children. Why? Because the new academic season starts around July, August, worst case September. So when families want to leave Nigeria, for example, and travel to Canada or to US, they travel within the month of June to September. But the question is, if you approach a housing agent, announce an housing agent, when is it possible to get a house? It will tell you December, January. So why are people packing out in December, January? 70% of it is on stupid spending. Some people engage in stuff, and after December they are messed up. They have to pack out from where they are living. Some of them could no longer cope. They have gone to the village. A guy bought a car that was not his own. His master gave him a car to deliver to somebody. he delayed it and told the person that he will bring it by January. The guy said, no problem, I'm traveling as well. He traveled with a car. As he was traveling with a car, he had a fatal accident. The car was damaged beyond repair. That was the end of his financial life. He sold everything he has to buy and repair the car, but it was not enough. It was locked up. He could no longer afford to pay his house rent, could not afford to pay his children's school fees. They relocated to the village where he was planning to go and show off. What is the threat of a wise family? Matthew chapter 25 verse 1 to 2. Mindful indulgence. The Bible said in Matthew chapter 25 verse 1 to 2, there were 10 virgins, but while classifying the virgin, he said 5 were foolish and 5 were wise. So there was a segregation, there was a separation amongst the virgins. They had a common tag, they were virgins, but out of the 5 virgins, 5 were foolish and 5 were intelligent, 5 were wise virgins. And so the first characteristics of a wise family in this Christmas is that they are mindfully indulge in activities. They enjoy with limit, they eat with limit, they drink with limit, they go out with limit. So this is not the period where you send them out on party, they go and eat things they don't know, or they get involved in drinking stuff they don't know. They mess up their entire life. Some people Christmas have painted them with a bad picture. As you walk past in January, I say it's not that man that is a drunkard, it's not that woman that started messing up herself. I went out for a party one day and they were buying stuff. It was paid for, it was free. One of the ways we know if you are mindfully stable is when you approach things come to you free. When there's free food, there's free wine, there's free gifts. How you react, if you don't have internal limits, it will show. So we went to the place, they brought fresh fish, we ate. They requested us, asked us, what else do we want? We told them, not a problem, this is what we want. And they were giving. And while we were busy requesting for things, it got to a point, they now started asking for drinks. What kind of drinks do you want? So I requested for a bottle of malt. They gave me a bottle of malt. I took the first one. They brought the second one. They were probably in third one. I said, no. Some people drank and started vomiting in the lounge. The same thing happened when I went to Kenya. There's a place in Kenya when you go to, you pay for a seat, which means a table. When you pay for the table, they place a flag on top of the table and they supply meat and drink to that table until you put the flag down. If you want to eat meat and drink from 5 a.m. to 12 p.m., they will keep supplying you. Once you pay for the table, you have paid for everything. So some people go to such events, they keep eating, they keep drinking, they have to carry them out of, you have to drag them like lifeless body out of that. The first thing about a wise family is that mindfully indulgence. They enjoy with limit. They are known as wise family. Just like you have 5 wise virgins and 5 foolish virgins. The second one is what we call budget and shop smart. Matthew chapter 25 verse 7. Matthew chapter 25 verse 7. Can you project it, sir? Budget and shop smart. Now, budgeting is not poverty. Budgeting is not poverty of the mind. Budgeting does not mean that you don't take care of yourself. He said, then all these virgins arose. When they arose, what did they do? The Bible said they trimmed their lamp. Immediately they stood up, woke up from their bed. they went to their lamp and they trimmed it, which means they set a limit to which the lamp can burn. They budget and they shop smart. Now, when we talk about budget spending, what we are saying in essence is spending beyond your capacity. What I call budget spending last year or last 10 years might not be what I call budget spending this year. For example, what I spend in Christmas as a budget can be some people 2 years salary. But I'm not being extravagant. I'm spending within my capacity. I'm spending within my limits. What Dangote calls budget spending might be my aiming for 10 years. Is spending within what? His capacity. What a totaler calls budget spending might be my aiming for 5 years. Is spending within his capacity. It's called budget and spend, shop smart. So a wise family, they budget and they shop smart, just like the 10 virgins. 5 of them were wise. When they stood up from their sleep, they woke up from their slumber, the first thing they did was to go to their lamps and they trimmed the light of their lamps. They reduced the level at which the lamp burns. In order to reduce the level at which the oil is consumed in the lamp, they set a limit. They budgeted their spending. They budgeted their what? Their expenses. The third one is set boundaries. Matthew chapter 25 verse 9. Matthew 25 verse 9. Set boundaries. But the wise answered, saying, No, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourself. So this season is a season where people will come with a lot of activities. Wife, family selects what they go for. Your children have gone for children party in school on 18th. They are inviting you to another children party on 20th. You are going to do what? You are taking your family for an outing to go and maybe visit for that Christmas. Go to where you have bouncing castle. A friend is inviting you to another family outing 2 days later at Songo, that you have to spend 4,000 or 5,000 naira to carry your family and go to that place. The question is, how many events do you want to attend? A wise family set boundaries. They select the events. The foolish virgin came to the wise virgin and said to them, Come, let's go. They said, No, we don't want to share our oil with you. We don't have any business with you. We have already selected what we want to do in Christmas. We have mapped out the activities we want to do in this Christmas, and it is fine now. Any other extra activities you are bringing, we are not interested. We cannot take from an oil and share with you. If you want to get from our oil, please go and buy yours. This money I have set aside for Christmas for my family, I cannot take out of it, or to attend your own event, or get extra from somewhere else to add to what I've already set aside. You set boundaries. Wise families know how to make Christmas entertaining. They create indoor activities. Let me say something to you that is very profound. And please take note of this. When I was growing up as a young man, we have aunties and uncles that we visit. But there was something profound and peculiar about certain classes of our uncles and aunties, especially those ones that lived in Ikoyi. When I visited my aunties and uncles at the mainland then, as a young boy growing up, when we go to visit them during Christmas season, we notice that they come out with buckets of chicken, bucket of fry meat. They bring juice, maybe like 3 or 4 packs on our table. they bring like 5 or 6 or 8 cans of malt, and we are just 3. And when we finish eating, 45 minutes after discussion, they ask us, do you want something else? There's fried meat. So we say yes. They bring another fried meat or chicken, we chew. When we finish chewing whatever fried meat or whatever they have given to us, as we are about to go in the evening, they say they just finished preparing night food, which is dinner. Do we mind joining? We said yes. So we sit down, they bring out junior, maybe pounded yam with vegetable soup, with a lot of stockfish and goat meat, and we finish eating. Then we go. But this particular period, we visited our auntie that stays in Ikoyi. Her husband bought the house where they are staying in Ikoyi. Her husband owns a bank in Nigeria there. They were very wealthy, very rich. But I noticed that when I visited them, we came to the dining. The woman placed 2 bowls on the table, on the dining table, and asked me what I cared for. I said rice. So they measured like 2 spoons of rice on my plate. 1 spoon of 1 piece of chicken and 1 piece of beef, and asked me if I need wine. I said, oh yes, I needed wine. So they brought wine and they poured a glass of wine for me. They asked me if I needed salad. I said yes. So they gave me a portion of salad, and we ate. We stayed in the house for 3-4 hours. They never brought anything out till we left. Something struck me while leaving that place. The wise live on budgets. The rich have boundaries. They create boundaries and internal security around them. They don't overspend to impress anybody. If you come to visit them on Christmas Day, what they have budgeted for Christmas, that's what you are going to eat. But the other people I visited, the man might have spent 3 months of his salary to impress uncles, cousins, friends that are coming to visit. And so he has wasted about 3 months, accumulated the income just to create an impression. You know what happened? 4 months later, the wise woman, the rich man, walks past, continues the new year with ease. The foolish family is still struggling. They call you 4 months later. They are still owing children's school fees. They've not paid for it. Learn to create indoor activities. Do you know what the rich do? You go to the house of most rich people. You know what they do? They set out 1 or 2 events in Christmas. Either they go out for Christmas or they go out for New Year. You know what they do? During the Christmas period, they go to the place where they have set out as their indoor cinema. They watch films and movies in their house. They don't step out with their kids. They snack on popcorns and soft drink. Their mother comes into that place with their father and the other siblings, maybe with a fried meat or chicken or whatever it is, and they spread and they all stay there. They watch different movies, maybe for a day or 2, and they have created indoor activities, and Christmas memory is fun. You go to another family, they attend different cinemas, 1, 2, 3, 4. They go to beach, 3 or 4 beaches within the course of just within a period of 1 or 2 weeks. Then after Christmas, reality dawns on them. The last one is this: settle major January bills with excess fund before Christmas. This is one thing that I do. I usually pay part of my children's school fees in December for January. What it does to me is that it enables me to control my spending. The school resumes 15th of January. They give you deadline to 30th of January. So some people live their life out in December. They live as if they are dying on 31st. So they spend everything. But the wise family understand that Christmas goes beyond just class. That Christmas, what? Christmas is sharing. The essence of Christmas is to share with your loved ones and share with people. When you share what you have. You don't share what you don't have. Are you seeing a person that borrows to share? No. You share from what you have. That's what Christmas is all about. So if I have 3 plates of rice and we are 4 in the house, we can decide to eat 2 amongst the 4 of us and share 1 with our neighbor. That's an act of sacrifice. It's a season of sharing. The Bible did not say if I have 3 plates of rice, I should go and borrow 3 more, make it 6, then give out the other 2 I've borrowed. Let me say this and round up. If you want your year to start with speed, if you want to step into 2026 with speed, if you want to start counting your blessings and testimonies before February, March, if you want to have your goals you have written down for 2026, you have ticked like 4 or 5 of it before the month of March and April, you must live with these principles I have mentioned. So when people are struggling, borrowing money to pay school fees, you have paid about 50% or 60% of your children's school fees in December. So January, while they are still looking for money, borrowing money to do certain things, you stop that one with ease. You are now prepared. What next to invest in? What next to be done? So it gives you freedom. It clears your mind. It enables you to what? Envisage, plan, and look at your year properly. But if you enter into the year with borrowing and struggling to do things, why? Because you have squandered everything in December. Then you are going to be like that guy that took a car that does not belong to him, and on his way to his village had a fatal accident and ended up paying for a car for the next 1 year. So what happened was a mistake he made in December took 1 year from him. Let me tell you one thing, and I'll round up with this. There's something our parents used to do, and I so much love the parents of those days. When it's coming to Christmas, your parents will bring you around 20th. They will get these local barbers. They will come. They will scrape your hair. It will be very sharp. One single hair will not be on your head if you are a man. Then they will plait these little things they plait on kids. And the women, I don't know how they do it. If there are 7 women in the compound, as one would, when the second one is working, she will just shout, "Fine boy, look at how beautiful you are." I don't know whether your mother has winked at her or whether you're giving her a signal, but all the 7 women will be shouting, "You are beautiful, you are very handsome, fine boy, fine boy." So with your bald hair or your shiny hair, you'll be walking like this. Why? Your parents don't want to spend 1 naira in January. They scrape your hair to the last. So before your hair will grow, you have started school. They've paid your school fees. So that's what they do that period. There are some of the pictures I know. If my wife saw those pictures, she will not marry me because my eyes were my God. My eyes. It was just in my eyes you could see my shining hair. Hallelujah. But I still love my mom anyway. Praise the Lord. So the essence is just to ensure that whatever the budget they have for Christmas stays in Christmas. Is that okay? So a wise family mindfully indulge. They budget and they shop smart. They set priorities, they set boundaries. They create indoor activities to cover up for the activities they don't want to spend money on. And when they have excess money, they take care of certain businesses that will occur in December, in January, in December. what are they doing? They want to step into the new year with ease. They want to get into the new year with light body. Why? The good thing about life is that your children are not aware of competition. It is you, the parents, that are competing. That period, we don't know what competition is. There was even a man that did something then. I don't advise any parents to do that. So what the man does is that this shirt, trouser I'm wearing is red. The next Christmas, the cloth has gone up. He will look for another shade of red. They will come and tag it as design at the bottom to get to the knee, ankle of the kids. So if you see the ladies, the daughters, they are wearing gown. The gown stopped here. There's another color that will get after the knee, but that one is the extra. The man does not want to spend 1,000 to buy anything in Christmas. But that man was a landlord in Benin, and he owns his own house, and he takes care of his children. Let's turn to our faith. A Christian is controlled from the inside, not the outside. You can have a lovely Christmas. You can have a glorious Christmas. But what I say is that do Christmas within your budget. You can celebrate Christmas within your budget. It is not the volume of things around you in Christmas that makes a memorable Christmas. It is the people that come around you, the joy within the family, the happiness that will make a lovely Christmas. A family can sit around the bowl of rice and few pieces of chicken with few soft drink, and they can have the most memorable Christmas you can think about. Another family can sit and have a banquet, but there's strife, there's fighting, there's jealousy, there's competition. What makes a memorable Christmas is the people around you. The wise Christmas family is just a word for the wise to make sure that you don't overdo yourself, overstretch yourself. Another Christmas is coming. There will be Christmas in 2026. Your budget will keep increasing. Your budget for this year might not be the budget you want, but 2026 budget will be bigger. The same thing with 2027 budget, 2028 budget. As you keep growing, the budget keeps increasing. But what it means is that you will not be stalled. Your growth will be consistent. By March, you will not remember Christmas, what happened in Christmas. But if you make a right decision this season, by March you'll be smiling because you have made the right decision.
Standard Life Christian Center, raising sons with selfless spirit. Join us at 15 Osolo Way, opposite UBA at Jawo Estate, Lagos, Nigeria. Worship with us every Sunday at 9 a.m. Don't miss our healing and communion service every last Friday of the month at 10 p.m. A powerful night of miracles and restoration. Catch Senior Pastor Paul Adumoha live on Lasgidi 90.1 FM Saturdays at 9 p.m. Need more info? Call 0814-834-7456 or 0813-644-3190. Follow us on Facebook at Standard Life Christian Center and subscribe on YouTube at Pastor Paul Adumoha.